Turn the camera a little bit up. Alright, I should be live. So why is my Facebook still not on? Why can't I go live on Facebook all of a sudden? Ah, okay, I know what it is. I know what it is. I know what it is. Can't see my webcam. It's like right in front of me. 1 second. I need to adjust my camera. It's really in an inconvenient side right now. Give me 1 sec. I wanna. Give me 1 moment. Here goes. You'll see my ceiling. Sec. Oh man, I'm just testing something out. Okay. All right, that should be good. Now it's not obstructing my monitor. Okay, that's so much better. I hope. I think. All right, now it's not obstructing my monitor. You can kind of see a little bit of my bathroom, so that's not good. Because somebody might peek a ghost. Okay. So yeah, we should be live now. I should be live on Facebook as well. Twitch is online, and my YouTube is online. Okay, good. Hello, Jingo. Hey, Silver Comet. You're very early. I just went live. Okay, so I'm officially streaming on my Facebook page. I just hit 100 followers there. I never really touched that. I never took that page seriously until like recently. But I think it's important to get as much eyes as you can on your work on social media. I'm just following that mantra right now. That mantra, whatever. To gain more followers and gain more subscribers. The goal is to encourage people to draw, and hopefully I can be I'm at least a little bit motivating to you guys to start your own manga, or just draw in general. Kind of like an anti-AI kind of deal. The AI is there, you can just generate an image. I want to encourage people to start picking up a pencil and draw, right? So that's the goal, and why I want to have lots of subscribers, or just grow my community in general. And it's been really, I used to just do this on the side. It's really fun to make videos. I found it really, really fun to make videos, and then I figured, so one day when I was streaming, people kind of just demanded, yeah, strong word, me to start a Discord server and start a community. And I realized that, oh my god, I'm starting something. This is a start of maybe something big. I kind of want to take care of it. I know there's not many interactions with the with Discord or YouTube or all of my streaming stuff. It's not much interactions, but I kind of just have to pretend that there is, and like a big following already, right? It's kind of it's like a fake it till you make it situation, and I have to pretend to that it is that way. It's because it kind of keeps the community active when I am also active, when I'm engaging with everybody, acting as if the channel is already big. But that's just in my head, though. I'm not like I'm not like I'm not delusional to think that I'm like the biggest channel in the world, right? But in my head, you gotta act as if you're that way with your community, even though your community is small. Um, because again, it keeps it active, right? It keeps it going. Even if nobody replies, even if nobody watches, you're still gonna have to talk to the camera as if like 1,000 people are watching, right? Yeah, I just happened to see the stream start. Hey, man, I really appreciate you, buddy. Okay, so today we're going to be sketching. Well, we're gonna be drawing an entire manga page from start to finish. Okay, and you would think that the start would be just just sketching, but I think, well, if you've watched some of my streams, I've done this before. I actually started with a notepad. Okay, this is how I'm gonna write my script. So it's we're gonna start writing a script, and the script is that it's going to be a page between. Let's take a look at our pages. Give me 1 second. Where is it? 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 Yeah, here it is. So it's going to be a script. Is my camera working? Okay, it is working. So it's going to be a page between this page and this page, which is the time when they start climbing and hiking towards the lake, right? So again, the context is that they sneak out of this party. So they're kind of in a party and a celebration, a party celebration, whatever. And they sneak out onto the lake. But my one shot is actually already complete. Looking at it, I need one more important page and then a cover page. Yeah, a cover page. And so the context is that later on we see that her bands gets taken off, like right here. They come off. But it's supposed to be impossible to take off. I didn't really foreshadow that. I didn't foreshadow that properly in my one shot, so I'm gonna do that now by giving an interaction. I just want just one page, right? We're gonna give a one-page interaction and telling my audience, telling everybody that, oh, okay, this is a thing. That's not supposed to happen, but it's happening. I really gotta redraw these mountains. This was like I drew this like last year. If I do this year, I would have probably made all these individual shoulders a little bit more detailed than just dots. It kind of sends the message though, right? Like everybody knows that those are like formations. But here the dots here are supposed to be enemies, but they're just dots. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. So let's do that right now. Actually, I'm gonna notify everyone that I'm live. Okay, is my music working? It should be working. Yeah, it is. It's boring harp music though. Let's lively it up a little bit. I don't like that. Actually, it's fine. What about this one? Okay, that one's better. Okay, enough distractions. So let's just write this down first. So again, I want to include a scene where it's an interaction between our characters. So the purpose of the page is to, number one, the first one, the most important one is to highlight that the bands are impossible to remove. And then number two, the second most important part is that we're gonna have a little bit of interaction. It has to be funny, and it has to be a bit of banter between the friends, right? So we can at least get some character development. And yeah, we can explore other things as well, like maybe characters' insecurities, a little bit of details between the characters. Remember, when you're writing a page, it has to be it has to have some purpose in it, right? Every page, every dialogue has to move the story forward. It has to either ask a question or answer it, right? So let's do that right now. So let's say page, let's just title it page 44, and then let's go panel 1. So I'm thinking we cut in the middle of the interaction. So let's go panel 1. We see one of the characters' name is Zumu. Actually, let's do Achibi because he's the pervert of the crew. Achibi grabs Hikari's arm, and then notes. Let's say Achibi. That's what we're gonna say. Let's let him say, are these tattoos? And then panel 2. Actually, we're gonna type in what the panel looks like, so we can at least storyboard this while we're typing it, right? Let's go close up of Achibi's eyes in front of and Hikari's arms. Okay, so he's kind of like doing this. We see the arms and the camera is right here. Okay, and it's a close-up. Panel 2 is Hikari recoiling, like get off me, something like that. Recoiling. Okay. I think it's gonna be a simple dialogue page. There's not much actions to it. Let's say, I don't know. It's always been there. And maybe in the background we see Aki too. So there's 3 characters in this panel. It's sort of like a medium-sized panel, right? Because there's like 3 characters in here. Okay, so the question raises more questions towards the group, right? But in these panels, they're also walking, by the way. So let's go panel 3. We'll at least have 4 or 5 panels in every single page. Especially with dialogue pages, we need them to cramp as much context, but also not cramp as much dialogue. Does that make sense? Like, you need to get as much out of a dialogue page as you can without overwhelming your readers. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that you need to keep it simple, but also be creative with your panels so you can fit more stuff in a way that doesn't hurt the artwork. So for example, if there's like 7 panels or 8 panels in a single dialogue page, you might want to combine stuff there so that you can at least reduce that to 6 or 5 panels instead of 8 or 7. And the way you do that is you create a scene and you change the angle a little bit, maybe zoom out a little bit, and then have more characters speak in a single panel, right? So maybe here I would say panel 3 is that Aki is telling Achibi to stop touching Hikari, which would increase the number of panels. But instead of that, I can just put Aki on the same panel as that entire scene, and it gives a little bit more context and more interaction between characters if you see them all together in one scene, right? There are 6 of them in this particular scene, and I'm not gonna draw 6 characters in every panel. Okay, so we're just going to draw the characters that are important in the panels, that are speaking and maybe we'll draw the others small or off panel a little bit, just to give the reader more context on every single panel. But we're not going to be drawing characters in every single. That's ridiculous, okay? And also unnecessary. So instead of separating Aki from panel 2, we're gonna combine that instead, and it makes the panels much bigger too. So panel 3, we'll have one of the characters. One of the characters' name is heck nah. What do you mean heck nah? Panel 3. Let's see. Who do we do? Let's say Zumu. They got another piracy site. Oh, really? For legal reasons, I neither can confirm or deny that I use piracy sites. But seriously, I don't really. Well, back in the day, I used to pirate a lot of stuff. Okay, like seriously, the pirating scene back in the early 2010s was crazy, man. It was crazy. Panel 3. Let's have one of the characters, Zumu, speak. Okay. Let's ask. So what are they? Let's go. What's another word for it? You've never figured that out? Okay. Have Hikari talk. Grandfather. I think this dialogue is too much on the nose. This won't do for me. Gotta speak with my counsel about this. What they called in Pirates of the Caribbean the Council of Pirates at the end, where they vote who's gonna be the Pirate King. Aki, what it says here is a bit on the nose. I think we can create better dialogue than that. So let's separate this panel 4. This is a secondary thing because Achibi is a pervert, and I don't think I've given too much credence to that within the one shot. So this is a good time to indicate that, right? Because I've indicated a lot of stuff between relationship between characters. Zumu and Gungi are brothers. Joren and Hikari are they're kind of sort of maybe lovers. Aki and Hikari are brothers, and then between Joren and everybody else, they have interactions between each other. Okay, yeah, pretty much we gotta have our elite members sail the seas for more sea sail. How cool would that be, right? You and your boys just sail the seas in search for a treasure. Dude, that's so cool. Search for the One Piece. Achibi touching Hikari's legs, because she has bands on her legs too. Maybe not her legs. Let's say arms. Again, Okay, we'll workshop that. We'll workshop that. I'll see if I can actually draw something like, him drawing, going to the legs. That sounds kind of ridiculous to me, but we'll see how it goes on the page, right? Then let's have a funny moment. Panel 5. Let's jump to, let's say, Hikari. I don't want to do that cliche thing where where they kind of punch their heads in something like in anime, right? You know what I mean? Because Hikari is a gentle soul, right? She wouldn't do that, but Aki would. So let's see. Let's have Aki do that instead. So we're gonna combine these two. God damn it. Okay, that should end the page. I think this is good enough. And then because it already answers, so Hikari already answers that question, right? That she doesn't know what they are. I think we can have Aki off here. Tried removing it when we found her, but grandfather said it was impossible. Oh, give me a sec, guys. My baby needs some milk. He needs some milk. Wait. Give this to my baby. Back. So I know this is kind of boring for you guys. It's just a grown-ass man writing some like stories, right? But this is pretty good already. I like this script. It does a lot for the story. So we're gonna put that aside and use this as a guide. Where my stuff? I got a reaction. Come on. Do we connect to streaming? Am I online? My stream has been doing this for a while. It keeps telling me that I'm offline. but it looks like I'm online. Wow. Let's refresh that then. Maybe it's just a problem with one of my streaming platforms. Yeah, it's okay. It's just Facebook anyway. All right, so where were we? So we're gonna start finally paneling this. Okay. And let's see what we can do here. Create a new layer. So the way I panel this is we're gonna do a bit of storyboarding too, but I don't really do much storyboarding because that's already been done for me during the scripting phase. You know, with all the high camera angle, low camera angle stuff. You kind of just get it in your head what the scene will look like while you're writing it. And there's this thing I can do in my head where I can change the scene. I can kind of imagine it already, over and over again. So I'm already doing some mental gymnastics to storyboard this, right? But we're also going to storyboard it the traditional way. So first, let's create some panels. So let's see who talks first here. So it's Achibi, just Achibi, the perv of the crew. Inside, okay. So that's panel 1. And then the second panel, there's 3 characters that speak, so it has to be a bigger panel. Panel 2. We're gonna make this a little bit smaller. In my video, I kind of said that I like uneven panels like that. It just makes it a bit it has character, right? I don't know what it is, but it gives you a bit of character. I think a few people does this, like the Kishimoto from Naruto does this. That's where I got it from, at least. So panel 2, there's 2 people speaking. Oh, the panel 3 has 3 people speaking. So let's make it a bit bigger. Like this. I like big panels because it lets the artwork shine more. I also got that trick from Trigun. Oh no, was it Trigun or was it Hellsing, the manga? Anyways, one of those has like really big panels all the time. There's like a highlight panel every time there's you flip a page, right? Just big enough that it's not really a full page spread, but you know the panel is big enough to let the art shine a bit more. Okay, so panel 3, panel 4, there's 2 characters, so that's really just a small panel. Okay, so we can do something like this once again. So we could probably add more to this. I think there's like a lot of space here for more panels, and I kind of don't want to repeat this panel 1, panel 2 layout. So let's add more context. There's more space. You know what? Yeah, it's okay because it's an action page. It's much bigger. It's fine. I can avoid panels like this where they look the same, right? Every tier. But in this way, it's fine. It's okay. It's not a big deal. So what I mean by that is that this tier 1 panel right here looks very similar to the tier 3 panel over here. And by the way, those tiers are like the layers, right? These are tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. So tier 1 and tier 3 kind of looks very similar. Let's just put a little bit more space between every tier. That's another rule. Kind of like, not really a rule, but it's good best practices. Okay. Bit space up. I like this. Okay. We could also maybe workshop that. Let's go panel 1, small panel, or 2 medium panels. No, I'm gonna stick with this. I don't want to overthink it. Now let's start sketching. Start with this one. This is the first panel. So we're gonna have Hikari's arms here. We don't want to draw the entire arm, but it also needs to be clear that it's an arm since it's a close-up. Okay, so we see her bands, and that leads to her hands. And we see Achibi's face here, big fat face. Okay, so he has a big nose like this because he's kind of on the fat side, and eyes over here, right? This is really quickly, you don't need to, it's just a sketch anyway, and she's like looking at the hands, right? Maybe that's too much of a close-up, and he's a bit creepy here. He's supposed to be that way anyway. I want his hands to be a bit holding her hand here. So let's just give an indication that he is holding this. So really big fingers. He's a bigger guy. We don't want to draw all of the fingers because it's like off panel, but we want to indicate that it's there. Right, so the thumb should be here. Okay, so this should be this pinky. No, that's fine. Hair. This is something very quick. No need to. This is a low stress drawing situation right now. No need to be worried about fundamentals and all that. Geez, I really need a haircut and a shave. So panel 2, we see Hikari recoil. So this is more of a wide shot now. Let's really make it a wide shot, right? We see a lot of their body. Her hand is like this. She's like doing this. Okay. And we'll make some motion here. And Achibi is like right there. Right, so it's like swing. We'll erase that for now, but that's the idea. And we'll make her like a funny expression. Right, just wearing her kimono. I don't need to draw her legs anyway. But I need her maybe let's yeah, something like that, or maybe something like this. Sometimes it takes a while, guys. No, I like the first one. This one, she's kind of recoiling right here and curve here, like her legs is doing this, right? But she's kind of wearing kimono, so that's just all clothing. Okay, and Achibi is holding maybe his head. Here. And he's like apologizing, right? Also wearing a kimono on top of a howdy. So fat Achibi. We'll make him bigger because Hikari is a small kid. And let's make her a little bit smaller. Let's draw the thing back, right, like this. I like that. I don't need to be fancy with dialogue panels, but you do need to be varied, right? The panels need to look unique from each other. So, but I don't need to be fancy like a high camera angle, low camera angle, stuff like that. Especially with these parts where it's just a really a comedic pervert rom moment. Um, yeah. Sorry, something in my like nose area here kind of itches. Okay, so let's move on to the next panel. What's panel 3? Let me check my script. So more conversation page. There's 3 people in this panel now. Okay, so let's do that. That's Zumu, Hikari, and Aki. So Zumu is more of a relaxed character. So let's just draw some stick figures. So their camera is now facing forward, and they're in different distance. So we're gonna. So that's Aki here. We'll draw some of the characters in the background too. Small, you know, they're walking in not really in a line, but they're walking in like in front of each other, right? So we'll see some of the characters, but not all of them. There are people in front and there are people behind. So again, there's 6 of them, right? At least we'll see 4 of them here. We'll draw Achibi in the back and Hikari here. So because these are the people that are important to the page. So Zumo should be kinda faced like this, and he has a scarf and a funky hair that goes like this. So just a reminder that that's him. And he also has an haori, a jacket under the kimono. I actually bought a kimono, by the way. It's in the mail still, but I'll be wearing that on stream. You know, give some characters to our stream and shit. So they're walking, and he's asking that question, and this is Hikari here with her hair. Over here, she's still wearing the kimono. It's not naked yet, so to say. They haven't reached the part where they take a bath in the pool or take a swim. Aki is also wearing a scarf, which becomes important later, and a haori similar to him. His haori has a design, and Aki has a religious symbol, and that's kind of how I differentiate the two. And of course, the hairstyle, right? Aki has a more traditional anime hairstyle. So big fat Hachibi here, he's a bigger guy. I'm gonna have Hikari look up a little bit as if she's thinking. Maybe in the other side, let's see. Because, you know, she's yeah, that's it. That's good. She's facing away. You know when you think you go like that. Just to give her more personality. Maybe we'll have Aki be more in a chill position here. Have him put his hands up like that. Aki's kind of big. He's supposed to be a smaller kid too. This is young. Let's make him small here. So one hand in front, one hand behind, since they're walking. Same with him. Remember the pose. Let's move all of that here, and we're gonna give Zumu here a bit of an expression too. Like he's posing a question to Hikari. Let's move him a little bit more so we can see more of Achibi there. He's in front, so it's bigger. So what fingers could we see here? So this is the pinky finger, and there, like that. Okay, it's like asking a question to Hikari, and Hikari is like looking up. He's thinking. So speech bubble will like this, goes flow like that, or it could be something like this, right? Like, oops, sorry, I erased that. Or it could be here and then here, like that. I think I like that better actually. And here we can have the speech bubble here and here, and sorry. Okay, maybe even bigger, right? We'll cross that bridge once we're there. But I'm liking this panel already. And let's see what's panel 4. Panel 4 is two of them talking. Achibi. Oh, Achibi is also grabbing Hikari once again. Okay. I'm gonna try to draw the leg part of Hikari. Well, actually, let's go wide shot. Like this, maybe. Touching the leg, and kind of like this. Hikari is also startled again. I like that wide shot. Gives more context, right? But let's duplicate this. I have another idea. What about if we make it a bit more creepy? Where we see Hikari's legs like this from behind. And let's make it a bit more zoomed out. Like not touching it. Right. Like that. Because she also has bands on her legs, and Achibi is touching them once again. I kind of like that. And then let's copy paste this, move it here. Wait, I need to combine these two layers. Move it here, and let's center this. Make it bigger. What's the story? Hey, the story is these kids are about to they're actually sneaking out from a party to go to this lake in the hills, in the mountain, atop a mountain. And later on they're gonna encounter a monster, 2 monsters. And yeah, it's a short story, and this scene, it's more of a character development scene. This is my last scene for the one shot before I publish it. Of course, there's gonna be at least a week's worth of revision, and then I'm gonna publish it. Okay, because there are some things that I need to render, I need to check the spellings, the grammar, or the dialogue that I can do better. Maybe there's some dialogue that I can do better. Right. So in this area, in this page in particular, we are highlighting that the Hikari's bands, because she has bands on both arms and both legs, are impossible to take off, and it's almost like part of her skin. Because later on that's gonna get resolved. That's the point of the one shot. And here the kids are, while they're walking, while they're sneaking out, they're asking that question, and in a way that was also interactive with the characters, because one of them is a pervert and is in love with Hikari, and she's like touching Hikari here, and everybody's kind of pissed off at, or else Hikari is pissed off. Hikari's brother is also here, and in the last panel where the guy touches her legs, because again she has bands on her legs, and he notes that it's almost like skin, but not really. He gets decked by his brother for being a pervert. Right, so let's this is a comedic moment. Yo, looks peak. Thanks, man. So let's have this guy who's on the ground, who was just touching Hikari's legs. Let's have him have his shoulders like this, right? Hunched. Also, hands like this. They're all wearing kimonos, by the way, and there's some different type of kimonos, I know, but for all 6 of them, I had to be really creative. And the decking part is like right here, right? Just like flying, like this. The arms here, shoulders here, and it's like this motion, right? Swing, and we'll draw a punch here too. Maybe that's too close. And it's also foreshadowing that his brother is more than meets the eye. There's also something about Aki, Hikari's brother, that he's a lot more agile. Maybe like that, it's jumping in, right? Okay, then we'll see Hikari here, who is kind of shocked once again. I think I drew her here already. Okay, never mind. Alright, so that's Hikari. That's her brother, which is, it's actually a small kid. Younger brother, that is. So let's make her small. Let's make her a little bit taller. Okay, and legs here. And Achibi the perv is kinda of a pervert. Head Creation, what's up, man? Yeah, nothing much. Just drawing these pages from scratch. So this is how I would normally draw the pages, right? From scratch. Now we're going to detail them a little bit, but not to the point that it's clean, right? There are some missing details here. And I usually do 3 passes. So the first one is this sketch that you see. It just helps me manage where everything is. And then the second pass is to detail it a little bit. So I'll have an easier time cleaning them up on the 3rd pass. Okay, so let's do that now. We're gonna clean the characters a little bit, but again, this is almost like a low stress situation here. I'm not really worried about the fundamentals. I'm not worried about if they look good or not. Well, a little bit, right? There's a little bit of that here, of course, but I'm worried more about the context more than anything. Let's make her hair lower around here, like that. Speedster Animations, what's up, man? Later on, once I at least finish the 2nd pass, we're going to review your Discord submissions, like I promised yesterday. Okay. Hairpin here, hairpin there, neck here. Let's draw her elbows here. And you won't be able to see much of the arm. It's like off screen. Like it, I mean, it's behind the arms, right? So we want to see her biceps. But she is wearing a yukata, which has a longer sleeve for the kimono. So we'll draw that there. Okay, so that's her yukata. Kimono here. Okay, belt of the kimono should be kimono has like a high waist of a belt, right? And it's really thick, like this. I mean, the yukata is like that, the female kimono, and then like that. And she has a ribbon behind her too. These things are just her arms, because I kind of want to do a little bit of animation here. Not really animation, but at least movement, right? Like she's recoiling her hands. We're gonna angle her hands too, like this. Okay, knuckles, fingers, and that's the hand. Longer sleeves. This process just makes the cleaning up process a lot simpler. Is that it takes off the guessing work, and there we go. That's her. So let's do Achibi. Achibi has a big nose. It's not really a traditional anime character. So let's just draw a side face. It's really bad, by the way. Draw his hair. Okay, it's good. His hands here. It starts somewhere here. Hands like that. We'll overlap some hair there. So Achibi is fat, got a big belly, but he's also wearing a kimono. This is the Japanese area, of course, in my manga. I mean, how could you not have a Japanese area? And kimono belt, and here he has a striped kimono. It also is wearing a jacket, a haori. This is in an angle. Elbow should be right here, and it connects to the arm right there. Okay? Like that. Big hands. Or a fat kid. The slit of the sleeves. That I'm really bad at. I'm just realizing it now. I'm really bad at for side profile. He looks absolutely ridiculous. It's okay though. Yeah, he looks ridiculous, doesn't he? I think it's because of the hand placement. It should be something like that, so you can give more shape to the head. Oh yeah, that looks better. That looks way better. Yep, that looks better. This thing, let's draw a little bit more of an anime eyes for Achibi. Not really much to this panel, it's just a close-up of his eyes. The other eye looks, you know, I'm just gonna be lazy. Let's just do that. Okay, that looks okay. Very lazy, I know. Forgive me, guys. Eyes up high. And arms there. Should be like this, right? Thumbs here. We don't see much of his fingers. It's off panel, which is fine. We don't see Hikari's fingers here too. We see the split between the thumb and the other fingers though. So it indicates that it is a hand. And she is recoiling that hand here. Okay, this part now, it's a big this one is a big panel. This music's kind of making me sleepy, huh? Let's change it up a bit. Too energetic. Let's go with lo-fi. That's much better. My Facebook's still streaming. It is. Pretty cool. So much better. Maybe let's not have the hands too much to the side. Let's have it here instead. So, thumbs here. figure, and now you have a hand that, you know, it looks like he's asking a question. And we'll fix that later. But it kind of gets the idea across. So hands here. I need to draw out all the hands. Maybe I should have her on a thinking pose. Like her hand is here. Right? So she's like thinking here. Instead of her just head tilting to the left. I like that, yeah. This is my detriment because I have to draw another hand. Hands are really hard, guys. Let's draw her head first before we draw the hand thing. Okay. We'll define her head. Hair is like here, really low. Ears is there, he has a sharper ear. Not exactly an L. You can say that. Both ears. So that's the face. And she's looking to the right. Just the face, right? That looks good to me. Gets her hair up and ornaments here. Let's draw back the hand. How are we gonna do that? So pinky finger first. Should be around here. Like this. Going together? Yeah, it is. Touching here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Maybe we could have it bend. No, I like that. Just like very feminine kind of thinking. Okay, so arms is low. So it's the sleeves of the yukata. There, okay. Coming together, guys. Again, after this, we'll be reviewing some artworks. After after the first pass, after the second pass, I mean. And then after the review, we'll continue with the third pass, which will be cleaning these up. Weirded out by Hikari. I think I need to make his head bigger because he's a younger fellow, and you know, younger kids tend to have bigger heads. So much better using a guide like this, because I didn't used to do this. Well, I don't actually have to do this, to be honest with you, but it makes for a better video. Show you the inner workings of my mind. There are some poses that I can draw immediately, and then poses like this where I need to draw on an angle. I need a lot of guides to do so. Chill pose, and Achibi right there in the back. Hair, spiky hair, nose, eyes. Again, looking at Hikari, the perv. And this also gives more credence to a future panel that happens later on, where only Hikari and Achibi is left on the hill where they dive towards the lake because Hikari is not feeling good. She's being a stickler, and she's left with Achibi, and she's like, nope, I'm gonna dive, I don't want to be with you. Alright, let's just do that. Big guy is a fat guy, so emphasize that there. Alright, last 2 pages. I think this one is pretty straightforward. I just think I need to make sure that these are fat fingers. Because these are supposed to be Achibi's fingers touching Hikari's legs. Feet thing. And then he gets decked by Hikari's brother. So it's a funny scene, right? One of those anime scenes. I really like this page because it gives a lot of context to panels that I feel like needs more context in the future. I'll show you later, a little bit later, okay, what I mean by that. Face hunkered down like this. Oh yeah, I like the hand behind here. Okay. Okay, he's the kid that dives to save Jordan. I think I drew that yesterday. Shorter hands. He's a kid. So, something like that. And shoulders closer to the face. There's some adjustments. And jacket, the sleeves is like flying like this, right? Because he's making this motion. Draw his hand here too. Like this. And like this. So it's like a animating thing. And his jacket is flying like this. Maybe behind him. Actually, that makes more sense. Okay, let's get rid of this. Again, Hikari startled here. Hikari could probably kick his ass, to be honest with you. They're both trained by Master Urlong, the grandfather. But Hikari has super strength, so she kind of holds back. Otherwise, she'll end up killing this guy. I'll give him a different pose because it looks like the pose looks very similar to this pose on panel 2. So maybe let's just give her a wide stance like this. Actually, that looks very similar to that pose again. It's okay. I don't care. And there you go. That's all 5 panels already sketched out. Now it's just a matter of cleaning. Okay, we'll do that a bit later. For now, I think it's time for us to review some of your submissions. I don't think there's too many submissions right now. Let me take a look. Yeah, where in the world is my Discord? Oh, actually, there's quite a bit. All right, there's quite a bit. Bluebirdo did something great here. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna start with Bluebirdo's image, which is kind of big. It's still loading right now. Let's see. Taking a while. All right, let's move on to the next guy, which is Malice. Which is a pretty cool line art drawing, right? This is really cool. I think she had a more finished art version of this. I don't recall. Let me double check. No, this is just it. So these are progressions. I think these are progressions of her line work, right? So I guess this is the finished product, or at least the finished line art. And I gotta say, this is really clean. I really like this. It looks like he or she, this person did this on vector. It looks like vector, and I guess you can get cleaner line work with vector. There's still some dirt here, I think. Like, look at this, right? Like right here. Oh no, I don't think it's vector, but maybe it's just a really clean line work. I don't know. It wasn't clear. But I love the thing that he did with the eyes here. Very expressive, right? Maybe I kind of get what he's going here. I mean, the expression looks nice. The shape of the face looks nice. The eyes looks nice. Clothing looks nice. Everything here looks nice. Okay, so shading looks good. Lack of hatching lines though, but that's okay. That's just an art style. Hatching lines is not really necessary. But for me, I kind of feel like I want to hatch some areas here, right? It's just like an urge for me to do that. But you don't need, again, that's not a criticism. That's just a personal preference. I don't really have any criticism for this. Maybe I would just say that I would like to see this colored or finished. If this is the finished artwork, then it's pretty great, man. I would like to know if you did this on vector or raster or whatever, right? Because it looks really clean, and I can sort of tell it's vector because you can get these ragged lines here, like in the eyes. But you also kind of get that in raster, though. I don't know. Again, I'm having a hard time determining if this is a vector or not. Okay, is this from the horse game? Forgot what it's called. Horse series anime. Oh man, I don't know. I'm really thinking hard of what I can criticize here, right? Feedback. I don't really have any real feedback here unless I'm nitpicking. Just clean the lines up here maybe. Add more context to the hair. I don't really have any real feedback. Because this is already very good. Well, this looks nice. It does look nice, right? It's very clean. And I like the fact that he included this too. Like the sketch thing. Why does that keep happening? Yeah, I don't have any real feedback for this. Compositionally, it looks good. Quality looks good. Again, I'm really thinking hard. Maybe just color it. I don't know. I would like to see your coloring skills. Yeah, Melly. I'm not sure if you're in stream. But okay, let's move on to the next one. I think I like this better though. The bold panels behind the hair here looks really good. Yeah, this one's better. This looks like a magazine. Next one, let's see if Oh yeah, because this is from Bluebirdo. He's a cool friend of mine, and I've met him a while ago. He's a pretty cool dude. I've talked to him a lot of times. And yeah, dude, this is like a far cry. No, no, sorry, not a far cry. What you used to do back in the day was a far cry to the quality of this artwork right here. This is like miles beyond the thing that you used to do. Because I've known him um, for a while, and I've seen a lot of his earlier artworks, and they were good for what it was, but they were also very messy. This one looks like it has structure in them. The foreshortening of the bike, maybe that's that criticism here. The bike is foreshortened, but everything else is not. It looks like the bike is on a fisheye lens, so I would just maybe make it consistent everywhere. You know, bend a little bit of the perspective, because the bike's perspective is sort of bent too. I think I know what he's going for here. I think it's just on an angle, not exactly foreshortened, but the way he did it, it looks like it's like has this extreme foreshortening effect on it, right? Because if it was just on an angle, there would be some stuff here that you wouldn't be able to see, and this should be shorter. Yeah, the girl here is also foreshortened from here. Let me see if I can show you, right? Turn this off. So I don't know what if you use the guide here. So that's the horizon line there, right? And the vanishing point is right there. Maybe 11. Yeah, 11 is good. So if we create some sort of a guide here. Okay, and then what's this? There's a secondary point, because that makes it this angle makes it a 2-point perspective. All right, let's just do that. Let's pretend that I can't really tell where the vanishing point here is, but let's pretend that it's off screen. Actually, you know what? I can probably tell by following this angle. Right there. That's where the vanishing point is. The second one. Again, this is just something that's very quick. Yeah, you know what? Doing this, it makes it look better. I think the angle here. So what I would do is just in red. I would shorten this. Let's just get rid of that. I would shorten this the tank of the bike here, somewhere around here, because there will be it'll be distorted in a way that you won't be able to see some parts of the bike, and you know, so this part may be hidden behind this. You know, it could be squeezed in a lot more. What is it, like a radiator or something, like in the engine? It should be here. Right, because it's like squeezed in, it's like on an angle, and there will be some things that you won't be able to see, or that it's tucked in between items. So yeah, I would just shorten this bike so it looks a lot less on a foreshortened shot and more on an angled shot where you don't see a lot of these things here. Other than that, yeah, it looks good, man. This is giving me like 1980s, 1970s, 1990s anime vibe, right? Especially the hair of the character here. I also really like that you did this highlight thing. It's really faint, but it's obvious enough that the character doesn't blend to the background. You have this white space in between the character. It's really good. Hatching lines is absolutely crazy. And I like the fact that you use the hatching lines as a texture as well. I've been preaching that quite a lot. It's not just shadow, it's also texture. So here he used it as shadows, yeah. But here he used the hatching lines as if they were textures. Right? See that? That's I learned that from Komomi Shirahama. Maybe just add more context to the background, right? Like this. You don't have to be entirely detailed, but you can maybe just dot some things out just to have context. Yeah, and maybe make the light stronger by adding less whites here, because there's like light coming off from here, right? So maybe give it a little less context here, just imply what's going on. You don't even have to draw this, right? So raise the horizon line just a little bit, but yeah, just add details here, just a little bit, some trees, some more houses, maybe, I don't know, just making things up. The blacks here also needs a little bit of highlight too. Maybe that's just a stylistic approach, but I kind of like to do that, just to separate the blacks from everything else. Yeah, man, just there's some shadows here, so this door here is supposed to emit a lot of light, so emphasize a lot of shadow too, right? Like this, maybe. Dude, but this is already good. I'm really just nitpicking, okay? I'm so sorry about that, but I'm just nitpicking on what else you can do. Emphasize like really thick shadows. Maybe even darken this part here. Right, this part here, darken this part here. This behind here, you don't need much context here. It's really dark anyway. So that way, just gonna keep going like this. There's windows here too. It's gonna emit some light. So yeah, do that. I'm really again nitpicking here, but it just creates more of a focus here, and then here. Okay, maybe add a little bit more details here too, so your eyes can bounce from this girl to this guy to this guy. Maybe add like a big signage here that's unused, or something compositionally that will make it look like there's a second focal point where your eyes, because obviously the composition, my eyes immediately goes to this girl. And what I think the storytelling process is, you're supposed to go here, which it definitely does that. I mean, there's this really nice streak that guides my eye though, but it's far away from her face, so it doesn't really give that direction. So what I would do is put something here that's also in detail, so that I can bounce my eyes from like that to that, right? Hello, hey, DJ the Glock, the Glock. But welcome to the stream, man. But that's what I'm just saying. Just put something here, emphasize more shadows here, darker parts, just to really emphasize that light coming out from that big door. I'm really just spitballing here, but dude, this is already an amazing art piece, right? I'm just giving you my feedback. What else can we add here? I guess that's the shadows of the bike could be a bit more emphasized too, because this is a really strong light, right? So the shadow should be a lot harsher, right? A lot harsher, a lot longer lights here to shadow, right? This is great art. Yeah, it's an amazing art. This is from my viewer, and he submitted this on Discord for me to review on stream. And if you want to join that, by the way, I'll link you the Discord server. Yeah, just for something fun we do here. I'll pin that message. Yeah, so again, I'm really nitpicking. These are just some technical things that you can do. Already the artwork looks really good without those things anyways. And this is a far cry. Sorry, I keep using that word. This is a big jump in quality than what Bluebirdo used to do. Because I've seen his, I've seen a lot of his earlier artwork. That's awesome. Yeah, thanks, man. All right, next guy that submitted a artwork is, so we've done Blurberto, we've done Melly here, is this queen and king. So these are supposed to be concept art. Let's take a look. Who submitted this to me? Who dares submit thy art to your lord? Kidding. Skits from my Discord. Yeah, Skits. This is the art from Skits. And yeah, I think these are good concept. Let's see. The queen here is pretty good. The reason why is that when I see concept art, I always think of what the person is about. You know, without this huge queen text here, do I know that this person is a queen without context? And definitely I can tell that she is some sort of royalty, some sort of nobleman, not necessarily a queen, but somebody who with a high status. And that's a good thing, you know. I'm looking at this without context. Do I understand what this character is all about? And yeah, I do. There's like this ornaments here, right? This scarf thing on her back that acts as like a skirt on her back. I think that's something like only rich people would do. I think in the early days, right? That's a very regal thing to do. And of course, obviously, she has her crown, and she's well dressed. And I would say that this is a really cool character design. I don't when I review character design, I don't really review the quality of the art. No, I'm so sorry, I have to go. That's okay, man. No, you have to take care, buddy. I'll review if you can submit your artwork next week, though. Okay, I'll review them if you want, right? But anyways, this is a really cool character design because I can immediately tell what she's about without context. Okay. However, the king part, though, do I know that he is a king without context? And I have to say that no, he's not really giving me a kingly vibe. He's giving me more of a mercenary kind of blacksmithy laborer kind of vibe. That's because his, kings usually are well trimmed, right? His beard is all over the place. His crown isn't really that clear. I think the crown thing really makes it look more mercenary-ish, only because it's not well defined. It looks more like a bandana, to be honest with me. Okay, and the sleeveless thing, I think the king would wear that, but he would wear something a lot more regal, maybe a lot more puffy, to make himself look big. But yeah, it's not giving me. There's also a part here that you missed, by the way. I'll show you, or maybe I'm mistaken, but this looks to be a skirt, right? So it should extend to the back here, right? It should extend to the back of his thing. Maybe that's just a side skirt. I don't know, but that was just bothering me. Maybe it is. It's not really clear. For things like that, you have to make it clear that it's just a side skirt. Maybe make a drawing of him sideways, right? Or put that in context. I like the boots, though. The boots are pretty regal. Maybe just draw the hand here properly, you know. But really, this is a design problem here, or maybe just didn't think all the way through with what a king is supposed to be, right? Well trimmed, regal, a bit larger than life kind of person. But looking at it more, I think he does have a little bit of that. But I think you just need to define the crown, give him a bit more stature. Technically speaking, the construction of this one's pretty good. This here is pretty good, but this thing here, it makes him look fat. Maybe he is fat. Yeah, he's a bit fat, right? So for a fatter person, their shoulder blade should be a lot lower because their thing is sagging here. The chest should be sagging, But the thing is that she gave him a V taper here and then a fat tummy. So it looks like she's skinny fat. And then a big arms here. So lower the lats, the lats, this part here, and then make it bigger like this. It should go down like that, so that he doesn't have that V taper. Because V taper is more like for buff guys, right? Yeah, so that should be the thing there. And for the sleeves here, they don't really work like this. They more or so taper off like this, yeah, like that. So remove that part and remove that part. And because the lower it goes, the more angled it gets, right? It's supposed to be a cylinder. It's supposed to be a cylinder. So the lower it goes, the more angled it gets, and before it tapers off like that. Okay, so that's kind of my thing. Yeah, so just keep those things in mind. When you're designing a character, ask yourself if the character looks the part without any context. Okay, the queen, you've definitely done that with the queen. The queen was really good. I could tell immediately that she was a nobleman. Maybe not necessarily a queen, but somebody rich, you know. For me to be able to tell if she was a queen, I would probably just add more regalness to her. Like maybe let's see if we can redesign this thing. Maybe add like an ornate necklace here, right? A really ornate necklace with like lots of layers, lots of diamonds here. Maybe even a tiara type of thing. I don't know, I'm just spitballing here. More ornaments here. I'm more queenly. This crown is pretty weak. It looks like a minor lord's crown. So maybe just make it thicker. Right? Just make it more regal. Make it more regal. Right? Add diamonds to it. You know, kings and queens like to boast their wealth. So make it like really queenly, right? Make it puffy. Make it just whimsical. I believe those times they were pretty whimsical with their wealth anyway, right? Just something like that. I don't know, it looks kind of terrible. All right, with a bit more effort I can probably do a better job. Maybe a bit more slits on the hands, you know, showing that there's layers of clothing. It's really expensive at the time, right? On her hand, maybe add some more jewelry. What else did queens do? Maybe a lot more puffy skirt, right? Because it shows like power. Again, these people are larger than life. You need to make them look like they're larger than life, right? There's one jewel here, and you know, one jewel is for presents, right? Get out of there with your one jewel, right? These are kings and queens. You need like 20 jewels. They're supposed to be rich. Okay, but like make it really out of this world. I mean, they're supposed to be larger than life figures. Okay, looking more about like a queen. Maybe let's do a better job with the crown. Let's give her a more queenly crown. You know, those things that has more of a puff to them. Let's not ruin your design though. I like this design here. And you know, jewels after jewels, more jewels. Just keep adding jewels. Be a cross here. You know, they're a symbol of the church. They're ordained by God. More jewels, more, yeah. Okay. Puffer, make her puff a bit more, shoulders wide, like again larger than life. Yeah, that's what I would do anyway. Something, you know, very quick. You know, jewels here. Give her like necklace after necklace, a choker that has like that, things like that, right? Okay. So yeah, do I have another submission? Because I believe I do. Okay, last one. This one's from one of my viewers as well. I can't really read his name on Discord. It's like hidden. I don't know what that is. I've been told that I should turn something off, but I don't know. I don't recall. But he watches my stream. I believe he's in chat right now. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, this is a character that we've talked about yesterday. I believe he's supposed to be some sort of bio-human. Okay, so it's concept art. The problem with this is the face. I don't really see the body. Okay, does he give me bio-human vibe? Actually, I would say yes. Yeah, there's some things with him that doesn't really give a humanistic vibe to it. It's black for a better word, right? I mean, the suit looks futuristic. Without context, the eyes looks really different. There's some like synapse thing. What is it called? These patterns, like computer patterns. It looks like he's engineered that way. You know, it's not really a person, right? White hair, dark skin, white eyes. There's something about him that is unnatural. Okay, and this even without the body, I guess I could sort of tell that this person is not a normal person, which is a really good by the way, right? This is like a lot less context, but I can still tell what he's about. So I would say that this is a really good submission. This is a really good concept art. However, I would like to see a full body version of this, because I think the art is really good too. And you know, I want to see you guys push yourself to your limits. Do an artwork that takes you a week or two, right? Something that will take you a long time, and show me the limits of what you can do. That's what I really want to advocate with my audience here. But again, I have no nitpick. Maybe just clean up the lines. Really, the lines are a bit dirty. But if dirt is what you're looking for, if what you're going for, I kind of do that with my art style as well, on a much lesser degree. I like a little bit of grit in my art style. But yeah, just clean it a little bit. Maybe the face really needs to be a lot more cleaner than everything else, because that's like the first thing I see. So in my art style, there's also a little bit of grit with the line art. I don't really like extremely clean line art. I mean, this one's really cool, right? This is like really clean line art, and it looks really cool. But I don't really like that with my style. Okay, I like seeing it with other people's style, but with my style, I like a little bit of grit, a little bit of dirt in my line art, and this definitely does that. But with the face, I'm always a lot cleaner with my face, just because it gives more attraction to the human eyes if it's cleaner, and then everything else is a bit gritty, right? So just like a contrast there. Besides that, man, dude, this is really good. I've seen some of your pages, and man, they've been getting a lot better lately, man. It's really awesome to see, dude. Yeah. So again, I would just like to see you draw this character full body, like a full-on character design sheet, different poses, similar to what I did with Hikari here. Let's take a look at one of my earlier concept art of Hikari. Right, something like this, right? Where I draw her multiple poses, multiple clothing here. She looks really different from what she is now. This is like some of her earlier sketches. When did I do this thing? I don't remember. I think last year, I think. And she looks really different here. She doesn't wear that anymore, and her crop top is a lot different, because eventually she will look like this later on, and this is gonna be her due. But for the meantime, she's just wearing a kimono because I'm kind of exploring her backstory. So character design wise, I don't think this is. I think you know, I'm just gonna review myself, right? Since this was a year ago, I'm gonna be a little bit more critical. I think there is, you know, you can tell that she's not natural. She has ears, eyes that are a bit different from and she has 4 ears. I mean, come on, nobody has 4 ears. And that's kind of the thing that I want to emphasize with Hikari. She's supposed to be a speedster, So I built her small. She's just a small. She's not a minor, okay, but she's a tiny girl, and because she's supposed to be a speedster, right? I don't want like a big girl to be like it doesn't make sense. I want her immediately to tell that she's built for agility, kind of like Wolverine, you know, small kid, small man. Anyway, but yeah, that's all the submissions that I got today, man. Did I miss somebody? I don't think I did. Yeah, I didn't. I don't think I did. Anyways, let's move on. I'm gonna go back to the drawing that I was just doing earlier. Where's my thing? It's the sketch, and that's the panel. Okay, let's reduce the opacity a lot further. And now we're gonna be cleaning this thing, and hopefully we'll have some time to draw the background too. Can you give me a sec, guys? I'm just gonna drink some water. Alright, I'm back. should be better. Hmm. Hopefully that fixes the problem. All right, where were we? What else can I do? It's pretty good already, right? I think she just needs a little bit more of a backside here. 'Cause it looks pretty skinny to me. Something like that. Yeah, it looks much better. These small things like that, guys, can make a difference. Well, Bingo, I'm gonna head out. Yeah, take care, man. Thanks for hanging out. Uh, Okay, I like that. This one, this looks really simple, but because it's a big close-up, I have to be more detailed and more deliberate with the drawing. So this. I like that. A little bit of the thumb here that's showing. Is that her right hand? It is. That's her right hand. Okay. Give her a little bit of a blush. Him too. Even though he's a pervert. I'm thinking of a storyline for Achibi when they go separate ways. This pervert here, he's going to become his arc is going to become like a jealous suitor. And he turns bad for a little bit, but then turns around, kind of thing. Learns his lesson, and becomes less of a pervert. Ooh, my back. I'm gonna take a bit of a breather. I'm not gonna end the stream, but just gonna stretch for a little bit. Ugh. I really just woke up, guys. Oops. I'm about to hit 2,000 subscribers, by the way. Oh, I lost one subscriber. That's a bummer. By the way, for my viewers, I think if you noticed, I did a little bit of a rebrand for my profile pictures because I forgot to do that with my Twitch. because I'm trying to move away from Jingo Studios, and now it's just Jingo's Pub. Like a bar, pub. It's kind of like a hangout place. It's where I used to hang out back in my younger days. Anyway, and the reason why is because there's another Jingo Studios that I share with, and I don't want to. I don't want to have any sort of trouble with that. It's such a headache. It's gonna be hijacked. I feel like it's gonna be hijacked if I continue on with Jingo Studios in the future. So I'm gonna move away from Jingo Studios and just name it Jingo's Pub. I've also created a second channel, a clips channel, where I just put all my speed paints. Actually, I wonder how that's doing, because I put a lot of speed paints there, all at the same time, right? And I bet it's not gonna get any views. Not yet, at least, because YouTube needs a little bit of time to throw out some views there. It needs time to learn my audience. So yeah, no views. That's okay. We'll see how it goes. Hey Jingo, hey man. What's up? Welcome to the stream, buddy. Nam, right? I'm just stretching for a little bit, but I'll continue drawing. I've been drawing for about 2 hours now. It's non-stop. Back hurts, arms hurts, everything hurts. And I also just woke up. Back to drawing. Naman, sorry man. Okay. Big nose for Achibi. That actually looks good. I think it does. Let's put in all our blacks now. How's the event going, man? I'm back. Oh yeah, back itches. 2 panels down, 3 more to go. One big one though. So let's just get into it. Pretty easy. We're just talking. No fancy angle, so I don't really have to think of the drawing too much. Like right now, I'm thinking of something else, right? So this is what happens when you draw or define the sketch a lot more, is that when you're cleaning it up, it's a lot less stressful because you've already done the heavy lifting of figuring things out, where everything is. Kasi na. This ear is too high. There we go. A whole lot better. I'm also doing a lot of the hatching lines earlier on in the drawing already, where normally I would just relegate this process at the end of the week and draw the just draw the line art, right? But since I want to finish this today, I am going to just do whatever I want. I'm not really worried about what process comes next. Well, a little bit maybe, the sketching part, all those things are important. But here, I'm not really thinking about the artwork anymore. I'm thinking of, I'm hungry. What am I gonna eat later? What time does my son wake up? Things like that. Took my son to the arcade earlier. He loves the arcade. He keeps on bragging. Not bragging. Nagging about me when he goes to the arcade all the time. And he's so enthusiastic about it too, and it's hard not to take him. That looks good. I think his cheeks here is too thick. It should be like that. I need to move him just it forward like that, and neck should be like right there, right? Okay, it looks so much better. Okay, so much better. So let's do the body. Body there. So he needs to be asking this question. So he's doing something like this. And I think I drew the hands here way too big. Comically big, you know. I mean, it's a comic, but it's manga. But you still need to be reasonable with it. I totally forgot what these patterns look like. Oh, it's the other way around, like this. I kind of like the, on second thought, I kind of like the other hand better, where he goes like this, because it's more like pointing towards Hikari than this one. So let's just do that. I gotta resketch it. Yeah, like that. get a couple more. Okay, almost done here. Elbow should be here. Bands should be there. High waist belt. And let's add some patterns. Clouds, right? Better. Yeah, that looks better. The face kind of looked weird earlier. Adjusting the cheek part improved it. So now he's asking her questions. She's looking up to her right, our left, to think about the answer. And let's draw good old Aki here, just relaxing while they're walking, right? They're walking towards a mountain. Oh, towards a lake, top a mountain. That's chillin'. I kind of that review part of the stream. Yeah, it took the wind out of me. What I mean is that I think I talked too much there. It's kind of hard to breathe. You know what I mean? Like you're talking too much and you kind of catch your breath. So I'm a bit quiet right now, just trying to catch my breath. I'm not sick or anything, but you know, some of your artworks really just got me excited. So they're walking in this forest. So let's see how that looks. It's good. It's good to me. We give him a smile here. What's it about? Oh, I just joined. Hey man, woman, girl, whatever. Welcome to the stream. First of all, the story is this is a one shot that I'm creating, a short one shot about 18 to 19 pages long, I think, something like that, right? It's a part of a larger story, but this section is for the one shot, and these kids are about to sneak out. Well, they are sneaking out already from a celebration, and they want to go to this lake, right? Because it's like a special lake, and during the night it reflects like a really nice reflection towards the sky, and it's, you know, it's just an amazing lake for them at least, and they hang out there constantly. But this girl is new to the village and they want to take her there, you know, just for fun. You know, they're friends, they're childhood friends. Well, she's not necessarily new, but she hasn't been there yet, right? So this boy right here is her brother. Well, adopted brother, because she's like an adopted kid. They are gonna go to this lake, and then they find a monster there after they take a dip. This is during the night too. And later she's gonna complain, "Ah, it's nighttime. What are you guys doing? You know, dipping on water during the night. It's cold." This boy right here is sort of like the pervert of the crew, the Sanju of the crew, and she tags along and, you know, touches her hand here, and she's like recoiling. I'm gonna make some sort of animation here too, or not really animation, but some sort of motion rather, right? Something like this. And we'll include a hand here. I'll fix that later, but it's like a fast moving hand that's going that way. Alright, does it make sense? So they find the monster, and then another thing happens. The monster gets killed. There's some action there, a little bit, you know, but it's not like fighting action. It's more like one of them falls to the ground, falls to a pit, rather, a fissure. And they try to save him. Something happens. So the context of this page is that she has these bands here on both of her hands and also both of her legs, and she can't seem to take it off. Nobody has been able to take it off, and the pervert here kind of touches it and says that it's sort of like, it feels like it's almost like skin, but not really. And her brother kind of decks him here, like, "Stop touching my sister," right? Because he touches his leg, her legs next. It should be this panel. And yeah, that's the one shot. It's part of a larger story. I'll tell you more about that too. So the story is that she gets find the girl here. There's two protagonists here: the girl and the boy that would become his brother, adopted brother. So I was inspired by Full Metal Alchemist. I'm sure you know that show. To have two protagonists in it, equally as important. and it's like the brains and the bronze of the show, right? So one of them is really really smart, and one of them is just it's not she's not really dumb, but she's also kind of naive. But is the the powerhouse of the group. Right? So she gets fined and she has no memory, has no idea who she is, how old she is, and she is found by this old man who would be his grandfather or adopted grandfather, and she's raised together with Aki, the kid here. That's Dex, this guy, this kid over here. She is raised together alongside him, and yeah, they just kind of become brother and sister. And she has back. She's strange, she's the only girl with those ears in the entire world. And it's not really addressed until later on why that is. Okay, it's kind of like one of the mysteries that I want to hold back from telling. It's kind of hinted on anyway at the end of this one shot, but this would be the last page of my one shot, and I'm gonna be releasing it sometime around maybe next week, Monday next week. I'm not quite sure yet because I need to go through revisions. I gotta be critical of my own work, so yeah, I gotta have revisions. So this should be her heels. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this. I don't like it. Heels right there, and then wooden sandals will be here. It shouldn't be like this. It should be like this. But that's the how pages altogether. How many pages? The one shot will be around 18 to 19. I think 19 pages now because I added this page. So 19 pages for the one shot. But the bigger story, I'm already on page 44 out of 60. Almost done with the first section of the first arc. But yeah, you're always gonna make a shorter version of the story, and that's what I'm doing now for the one shot. Really, what am I doing with this leg? It looks so horrible, right? I need a reference. Interesting. Also, this isn't my name, but just saying. Anyways, here's a sub. Hey, thanks, man. Kava Damirova. That's a pretty cool name. Hard to pronounce, but cool nevertheless. Thanks for the sub. You just joined. Thanks. Thank you. That means more to me. That means a lot to me, by the way. I need reference for the feet, for the back of the feet. I'm gonna go to Pinterest. It's just easier to find reference there. Okay, so this is the feet that I want. Just gonna put this to the side. This in particular, right? So let's just put that there so we have a good angle. You're just gonna copy that. We're not gonna trace it, although there would be nothing wrong with that too. Maybe it's the toes that are an angle. Yeah, you're right. I need to redraw this. So let's break the legs down. So here would be the cartilage, right? Like this. And we won't be able to see a lot of the leg. And this would serve as like the ankle bone? I don't know what it's called. Something like this. Break it down there. And yeah, we don't see it much anyway. I just want to imply that it is a leg. And then the straps for the sandals. her bands should be way up here then. Okay, that looks much better. I think so, at least. What do you guys think? Reference always helps, right? Never be ashamed to be using a reference. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say it. Sometimes I trace a reference. It's totally fine to do that. Sometimes you get frustrated. You just want to save some time. And it's not like when you're tracing, you stop learning. I mean, there's a lot of things you can learn from tracing anyway. As long as that's the intention of the trace, is to learn. And, not just to speed things up. Totally fine. So there's that bone here. I kind of want to exaggerate that just a little bit. So let's draw the sandals now, which would also be on an angle, a bit thicker, like that maybe. No, it should be lower here and there. Okay, that's so much better. That's like a wooden sandals. I do too, yeah, man. Well, I actually get a lot of criticism because I praise sometimes. I don't really care. Fucking hell. I'm not a purist. I'll do what I want. You know what I mean? I don't do it that often anyway. I mean, the entire point of this stream today is because I wanted to give my community a quick view of how I draw things from start to finish. Because on my usual stream, I usually stream the end of the process because I just work on this during my work days, and by the time the weekend hits, I've already finished most of the drawing. So I thought, okay, today we're gonna start from scratch and actually draw an entire page that's from scratch, and that's exactly it. Okay, let's draw a little bit of the toes, a little bit. The feet here is not the highlight, it's actually the hand that's holding Hikari's feet. Because he's being a perv, I don't need the reference anymore. Let's just delete that. Okay, there's some textures here. Whoops. We'll go back to that later. There's some other details that we can improve on. All right, last panel is her brother decks this guy for being a pervert. Because over here, he already warns her. I should draw him here. It's fine. It's fine. I feel like I need to draw him here. It's okay. We'll just stick to what we have. So this is supposed to be a comedic moment. This guy, the pervert, will have a serious arc of him, improving himself, uh, he's going to be a minor villain a little later, but then he turns around. You know, it's kind of one of those stories. I'm not just writing him to be a pervert for the sake of, you know, etchy situations or something like that. There's a purpose to him. So let's add some jagged lines here, as if the hit in his head is like making him shiver. I think the hand here is too far away. I'm gonna make it closer to his arms. Okay. Where's my chat? Okay, there it is. Sometimes my thing glitches out. I have an app that puts all my streams into one chat box, and yeah, sometimes it glitches out. Okay, there you go. Stripes to his kimono. Almost there. Once it's done, we're going to do the background too. Background's going to be super easy. They're just going to be in a forest, and you can just copy paste and change a couple of things with one background, you know. And we're going to be using some textured brush and maybe some of my background assets. And I sketched these hands too far away from their arms. Oh yeah, it's flat here. So like this, come here, and closed fist. Like that. It's kind of all over the place, right? Let's turn off the sketch. so I can see better what's going on. But I think it's clear enough. Yeah, I can see the vision. Right, so it's like a fist going from this direction to that. I like it. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to finish this guy. Uha from Twitch. I'm not quite sure what that means. Guy legend. I have no idea what that means, man. You gotta say that properly. I won't be able to address what you're trying to say. Oh, hello, man. Yeah, there you go. I can understand that. Hello from Twitch. I'm not gonna attempt to say your name, Eddie. Okay, I'm gonna attempt it. That very yard. I don't know. Sorry, that's my best attempt. Okay. I just send in chemicals in engineering stems. Okay, that's very rad. Thanks, man. Yeah, I used to be a science nerd talking about chemicals. Chemicals, I just send in chemicals. I have no idea what that means. Ah, I think I do. Oh, okay. Those are like. Oh, maybe not, dude. I'm gonna stop attempting to decipher your coded message there. Well, that's very rad. That's my name. Oh, okay. It's an anti-cough drug that's related to meth. Well, the first word is like meth, so I was like, okay, so maybe it is kind of like a chemical thing. But the rest of the thing is I can't read it. It's okay though. I know it's funny. Kinda like this scene over here. It's Neck for being a pervert. I know a concerning amount of drugs names. There, you might be in the trade then. Did I just call my viewers a drug dealer? Yes, I did. I'm kidding, of course, I'm kidding. I'm not sure if the trade uses the full chemical names. You're probably right. They use like code names, right? But still, to be fair, I don't think most people uses their full name anyways. It's always some brand, hijacking the elegant name science has given them. Okay, let's add Hickory here. I think I drew her way too big. She's almost like a giant here. Draw her like that. I'm kind of removing the number and the N singles in my chemical names just to make it look way better. The letter N. I'm so confused. I know about the numbers, but what's this about the letter N? Nice. Thanks, man. Welcome to the stream. Dude, I've been drawing for, what is it now? Almost 4 hours? 3 hours and 13 minutes. So now that I know how long this actually, a single page actually takes me to finish. Actually, I've always known. It varies. And in chemical means that two atoms are connected to one instead of being in a single line or something like that. I forgot. I gotta catch up with my chemical stuff, eh? Maybe change profession. I bet that's more lucrative. My science knowledge probably ends in like freaking astronomy or something like that. And even then, it's not as that extensive. I just I'm an enthusiast and not a practitioner. I'm failing chemistry. I can't tell you shit either. So you just like to talk about chemicals then? That's kind of your thing. Well, maybe it's a healthy habit, so you won't fail chemistry. Then talk about chemicals. I kind of wish I designed her yukata a little better. You just like the names? You know what? You're right. I kind of like the scientific names better than, you know, the layman branded names or something like that. Like meningitis. It sounds like an evil wizard's name, right? Okay, almost done with this. Drug names. My addiction with drugs started with Doom rhyming the whole name for MDMA. MDMA, I think I've heard of that before, yeah. In a song, okay. MF Doom, is that a rapper? Very expressive figures, thanks man. Yeah, these are... I try to make the figures in context and what's happening. Shock or questioning poses, things like that. Honestly, I don't like drawing hands and feet, but you gotta do them. Go to the rapper. I've never heard of it. I'm not really into rap. What am I into anyway? You know what I'm really into? Back in the day, I used to be into heavy metal. When I was a kid, that was like the Metallica stuff was like the first thing I learned in the guitar. Was Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. And then I learned Master of Puppets and among other Metallica stuff. And then I started to climb mountains, and mountaineers, man, they like to listen to reggae. Whoops. It's too big. Sometimes I can't tell if it's too big or not if I'm zoom in like this, so you gotta try to zoom out every now and then. I think this one's too small anyway. Unfortunately, he died, but was a really lyrical master. It's funny how a lot of rappers die. Is it funny though? Yeah, it's like interesting, right? Die or prison, things like that. See, when you mentioned the rapper, I was like, the first thing that came to my mind, okay, is he alive? Then you said, no, he's dead. Yeah, okay, that answered my question. Most of the best musicians are dead, honestly. I tend to agree. Yeah. gone are the golden age of like real artistry in music, and in fact maybe art even. There's some good ones nowadays. Who's a good artist? I don't really listen to new music, to be honest with you. Old ones, like ABBA. Like I said, Metallica. That's a really big contrast, isn't it? ABBA to Metallica. I listen to what's the band name? Dream Theater. Of course, Linkin Park, stuff like that. Some really noisy music, right? But when I'm drawing, I like music that are a bit more relaxing without any lyrics, because it doesn't distract me from thinking out loud and thinking, not out loud, but just thinking in general. So music like what you're hearing on stream right now, like lo-fi music, orchestra. I love orchestra too. Slipknot. I actually went to a Slipknot concert when I was in high school. It was in a rinky-dink garage too. Back in Australia. I was with my best friend from Germany there, Timo. And dude, he was such a cool guy, and one of the coolest guy I've ever met. And he invited me to a Slipknot concert. I was like, okay, I know Slipknot. I had no idea any of their songs at the time, yeah. And I was like, okay, let's get there. And yeah, I was like, okay, so this is pretty cool. There's like a couple of people there. It's like barely full. Like the garage was barely full. It wasn't a garage. It was more like an abandoned stage, right? The room wasn't that big. It was big enough to be a stage, but it wasn't like a huge concert. More like a backyard barbecue kind of deal. And during the night, like 2 a.m. in the morning, and they were like playing there. It was so cool though. It was a cool experience. I'll never forget that. They're really cool. Their music pushed me to learn metal scream, dude. Let me try metal scream. I'll break my lungs before my throat. MF Doom died in a hospital in the UK. He had an epileptic shock reaction to the meds he was on. For a medical condition. He was in his 50s, married with a family, and never got in any trouble. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, but again, I'm not surprised when many rappers died, right? Like a lot of them are already dead. The good ones, at least, right? But yeah, I understand that. For me, it was more about music, and like you can see my guitar in the back. I like listening to a lot of music, especially old ones, classical ones. Like Spanish flamenco, or I also listen to a lot of orchestra. Actually, you know what? I take that back. There are a lot of good musicians, but they are in modern days, but they are like not famous, right? Orchestras, things like that. But more of the more popular singers, like pop singers, yeah, there's not any more good ones. Rock bands, there's no good rock bands. New alt metal, I don't even know what that is. There's always a new form of metal every time. Like I just knew about heavy metal, and then my cousin, or my uncle rather, introduced me. Oh, there's like death metal. What the hell's death metal? And I listened to it. Back in the day, I was like, oh shit, this is pretty cool. And then there's like, what other metal? And there's like 50 other metals. Linkin Park's new metal. Aren't they metal though? I think they have some metal songs, but I don't think they are metal in general. I don't know. I could be wrong with that. I'm not an expert. So this is already finished. Right, the foreground characters are already finished. We're gonna move on to backgrounds now. I'll do this. Oh, you know what? I forgot to draw the hands here. Totally forgot to do that. Early Corona definitely. I get what you mean. Yeah, they do have some metal songs in them, but I don't even know how you would classify. Now that I think about it, I never thought about it. How you would classify Linkin Park as a genre, right? They're so unique in that way. It's a shame that Chester died because it's like one of the vocalists. And as a band, when you're a band, when the vocalist dies, the band kind of dies with it because it didn't sound the same. It's almost like watching an anime in dub and in sub, or a live action anime adaptation, and you don't hear the character's voice that you've been watching. It's like a different actor. It's really off-putting. Sometimes they can pull that off. Get a good enough actor to be in there, get a good enough script. But it's still off-putting. Hybrid 3 and Meteora are the two new metal albums. Okay, I've never heard of those bands. Again, I've just listened to like the classical ones. The more popular bands back in the day. Let's emphasize the freak from this hand, right? Because it just looks like a disembodied hand. Okay, that looks good. Let's make the background down. Oops. Okay, I like this. Something in between here. Okay, to the background, and then we're gonna detail the characters a little bit further. But so they're in the forest. Let's see if there's any. Okay, there's ground movement here. So let's first start with the ground. I have a few brushes here that allows me to cheat a little bit. See? So let's just do that. let's create the sky because this is nighttime. Let's create the mood. Let's make everything darker. The ground should be a lot more darker. Just to separate that, right? So darker. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's create the forest. Bush. That's the bush. Maybe a higher bush. And let's create the trees. Is it like that or like this? It looks like it's like that, right? And then more leaves on top like this. Okay, I like that. Do the same here. Nivelle tends to have less solos, down-tuned guitars, lyrics, and being control over 90% of Limp Bizkit demographic. Okay. Yeah, I know Limp Bizkit, but I don't listen to their music. It's essentially the artists meshing together genres together. I think you can classify Linkin Park as something like that, right? They're like mashing genres. Yeah, because they also mash instruments too, if I'm not mistaken. One of my days I forgot to stream and the reviews. Oh, I've already done the reviews, by the way. You can just rewind the stream to that part, right? To get to the reviews. But yeah, I've done the reviews. I've also reviewed your character. I gave it a positive rating, and I explain it on the review. So yeah, just check it out, man. Thinner lines here. What if I create a white layer? Kind of emphasize. Or how about... Oh, no, that's fine. I don't like the white layer. No, that's fine. Let's create something darker. Something like this. Then we're gonna use a texture brush to erase that. A little bit. Whites, you know. Okay, I like it. Some whites here too. Emphasize the leg and separate it from the rest of the drawing. My internet is disintegrating. Hey, good luck. My internet does that a lot. Lately, it's been struggle. So forest. Once again, let's do that. Okay, bush line. Let's do it here too. Bush line. 3 lines. So I'm gonna create thicker trees here in the side, and they're going to go thinner as if it's in a perspective, right? Something like this. We got our makeshift forest. Do the same here. Thicker trees, thinner trees to the back, and let's darken the background because again it's nighttime, and I want to emphasize a little bit of darkness into it. I haven't drawn a daytime scene for a while. I kind of miss it. Oops. And let's add some whites there. Maybe there's some sort of a haze going on a little bit in the background. Okay. Add some outlines. You're back. Hey, welcome back. Yeah, my internet does that too. So I created this line here that just puts a white outline for the characters so you can see them better. They pop out more. It's a little bit comical, right? But then again, it's comic. Man, I haven't streamed this long for a long time, and I'm really enjoying it. I can't believe I have this much energy. Because my son is asleep. Usually when I stream, when my son is awake, it's a louder stream. And I kind of just go all over the place sometimes. And my energy drains quite quickly. So my stream only lasts for like 2 hours or an hour sometimes. But, he's asleep, so I'm gonna make the most out of it. Alright. Oh, look at this. A client replied, finally. Okay. I got paid. Awesome. Alright, this should be good. We're gonna add more stuff here, like motion lines, like he's jumping towards this guy, right? Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not really stressed out about this. The metal also features way more clean singing in a regular metal. Yeah, again, I think Linkin Park can get into that. Can't find it. I'll check it later. I think it's in the 1 hour mark. Beyond that, man. The review should happen around the 1 hour mark, a little bit before or a little bit after. I don't really remember when I did the review. But what's missing here is some dialogue. And let's just go ahead and do that. I'm going to open up AI. Ooh, scary word, AI. Relax, guys. It's just Adobe Illustrator, okay? That joke has been put to death, like, been said for 1,000 times. It's not funny anymore. But I'm still going to say it. Oh, and today I went to the bookstore and I picked up a new manga. Because I've been reading Ruri Dragon. It's a good read. The first volume of Ruby Dragon is pretty good. It's pretty funny. The second volume, though, half of it is kind of boring, to be honest with you. But I'm gonna push through it. Maybe it gets better. There are those hours. There are those volumes that are just nothing happens. It's fine. Come on, open up. So this is a classic manga that I've never read and never watched the anime, and it's Nana. I have no idea what it's about. I just read the synopsis sometimes. It's pretty interesting. and it's popular enough that I gotta read it. So volume 1. There was a deluxe edition. Was it? No, a 25th anniversary edition, something like that, right? An anniversary edition, and it was much bigger. The problem was that they didn't have a volume 1 of that, so I just got the regular edition. That's good enough, right? I have no idea what to expect. I'm really excited to read it. But yeah, well, maybe I'll do that offhand. What's your favorite manga? At the moment, my favorite manga is Witch Hat Atelier. Everybody who insists are AI. RIP, whoever whose initials are AI. Oh yeah, true. Do I know somebody who has an AI initials? Probably don't. Nah, I don't. I don't even know anybody with a name that starts with an A. I know like one person. Can't do anything else. But yeah, my favorite manga is Witch Hat Atelier. I got like 6 volumes. I think there's 6 volumes here. I got like 3 more volumes coming, and I got the art book from Kamami Shirahama herself. Well, not herself, from herself, but it's an art book from this. I love this thing. Yeah, this is such a good art book. And look at this. Look at the artwork in this thing. Man, it gets me excited every time I see it. Right? It's just so, there's something magical, especially the black and white stuff. There's something magical about it. I don't know. I'm just so inspired by her work. Even this book cover. It's a hardcover. It's an amazing design. Look at it. The gold coating. Good. I get so excited talking about this. I love this thing. This is one of my favorite art books, by the way. And I put that there because it has a really cool cover, and I don't put it together with my other art books. Yeah, so that's my favorite mangaka at the moment, and also artist, manga artist. Alien inversion. Alan Ivers. Oh, you know what? You're right. He does that start with an AI. Who else is my favorite artist? Well, maybe Guwei's over there is also pretty good. I take a lot of inspiration from him. I don't copy his work though, but there are some things from him that I copy on my colored illustrations. I'm gonna show you one of my paintings right now. Okay. Is this one? No. Why can't I open? It's okay. Never mind. Let's just go and paint this thing. Oh, I know why. Okay, here it is. There, I was able to open it. So I'm working on this thing, right? I'm really excited to finish this thing. Because I remember I always preach that you should do something that will take you a long time to do. And I am taking my time with this painting, you know, because I haven't really drawn something that's big and like high effort for a very long time since I've been focused on my manga, right? So now I have the opportunity to do that with this painting. And yeah, I love this fella. I love the sketch. I love how I arrived to this. This is gonna be a character from my manga, Senorita Zelma. That's her name, Zelma. Which should be this girl over here, this woman. And I'm just going with this design over here, with a little bit of modification, of course, because this one's more simplistic. This one's more representative of what she'll look like on the manga. While what I'm painting her here is more representative of like an illustration or a poster or a cover, right? So she's like dancing here, or you know, she could be summoning something. Initially my thought process was, okay, let's make her dance, and there was supposed to be a hand here that goes off panel, right? There was supposed to be a head here. Let's just sketch a little bit. There was supposed to be a head here, somewhere here, and then a hand that goes like that, right? Because they're dancing. But when I got rid of the guy, the concept of that, she looks like she's like summoning a spell here, right? Because she's a caster type, so maybe like a chord, maybe something like that. I don't know. But the initial concept is that she is dancing. Okay, this is like her item here, like a tome, a rune tome. But I'm really excited about this painting. I recorded everything from the beginning, and actually the recording part is also slowing me down. So sometimes I forget to hit record and I gotta do it again, just so for the video to look better, stuff like that, right? Yeah, all right, so let's just do the dialogue now, and then we'll call it a day. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna end the stream, I'm just gonna chat for a little bit if any of you are willing to stay. So where's my notes? Okay, I'm gonna put the illustrator here so you can see what I'm working with. So this is how I do my dialogue. Okay, I have a predetermined circle and font. I do it separately from Photoshop because my Photoshop lags the F out every time I use the text feature. And also, I have a graphic design background, so I'm really quick with Adobe Illustrator. I don't know, it's been there all this. Been there, or wait, this text is missing something. For been there for as long as I remember. Is that grammatically correct? I don't think it is. It's been there for as long. It's been there as long as I can remember. I don't know. It's always been like that. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm just copy pasting it from my script. Okay, that's the text here. The script that we did earlier. I'm just copy pasting it and modifying it a little bit now that I have time to think about the script. Grandfather said it was part of me somehow. Is grandfather one word? It's not, right? Good. I have English as my second language. Please forgive me, okay? Oh, it is one word. Okay, good. I was right. Okay, where's my notes? I tried removing it. Okay, that looks good to me. We tried removing it when we found her. Because they found her in the middle of the forest, severely injured, barely conscious. One night. It's been a few years ever since. Okay, this where it takes place. Grandfather said it was impossible to remove. It feels almost like skin, but not quite. Stop touching my sister, you perv. Okay. This is more like a scream. And I'm just gonna go back and forth between Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop now. I'm gonna put this on another monitor. Okay, that's good. Ooh, so big. Let's put that there. I don't mind blocking some of the artwork, but I try to minimize that as much as possible. Oops, you know what? I totally forgot my screen is not. It's not showing it's just showing my face, right? You've been looking at my face all this time while I was editing my text. Crap. That's embarrassing. Anyway, moving on. Can put this behind the character, right? Something like that. Yeah, that looks cool. We do the same here. As long as it's readable, I think it's good. Yeah, definitely good. Yeah, that looks good. This looks good. Wait, I need some onomatopoeia here. And that's it. There you go, guys. From start to finish, from sketch to finish, finally. Whew, that took me how long? Where's my stream? It keeps disappearing. It took me 4 hours, jeez. Alright, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, because that took a lot out of me. But I finally finished my one-shot. Oh, you know what? I forgot a small detail here, because they're not wearing all white. So I gotta color some of them. Well, not color, right? But I gotta add some grayscale. Like to that. Make them more standoutish. Achibi is wearing a striped kimono. We're gonna give him some stripes. Forgot to add his stripes on the pants here and skirt. Okay. Darker pants. That should be good. I'm gonna give Hikari a lighter gray for her kimono. Oh, it's a yukata, so it's gonna be shiny. We're gonna add some render like this, just a slight, you know, glimmer on her kimono. And okay, that should be it. One more. The pants, darker pants. Darker shoes. Here too. And that's it, man. Whew, finally done. Okay, I don't think I forgot any more of it. I just said that right, and then I forgot to draw the hair here, or color the hair. There we go. That's it. Okay, I'm pretty sure I didn't miss anything. Let's now save that, and it's a part of the page. So 18 pages. There's still some revisions, some dialogue changes for the one shot. The one shot is going to be a slightly different story than the main storyline. It still starts and ends the same way, but there's some nuance difference there. Just because I don't want the one shot to be exactly the same as the main storyline, but I also at the same time I want the one shot to be to make sense when it comes up in the storyline. If am I making sense here? But anyways, I think that doesn't make sense. It says that I've been drawing for 4 hours on YouTube, and then I've been drawing for 2 hours on Twitch, which means, but that can't be right. Anyways, I don't want to worry about that. Thank you everybody for watching. I'll be streaming again next week, same times of course. Maybe I'll stream again tomorrow. I don't know. I got nothing much to do tomorrow anyway. But I'll be streaming again next week, Saturday and Sunday around 9 p.m. Philippine times. You guys have a nice day. Bye-bye.